Yo, what's up, guys? We're back with another video today, and guys, UFC Fight Night, Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodrigues is happening tomorrow night. Unfortunately, this is an Apex card, to be honest. I don't know why we still have Apex cards in the UFC in 2025. I know they're going to get rid of them, I believe, in, like, summer of this year, but why do we still have them in, like, 2025? This is no longer a COVID era. I mean, I could talk a lot about the UFC Apexes, but I think that's, like, for another video. But overall, this card's actually pretty decent. And I'm going to give my full predictions of this whole card, guys. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, the first fight we have Julia Aliyev versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I'm going to go with Jacqueline by decision. This just seems like one of those fights where they give the new up-and-coming fighter, the old fighter. I don't see this going to a finish at all, so I'm going to go with her by decision. Next, we have Dante Limas versus Walter Walker. This is actually a pretty solid matchup at heavyweight for unranked guys. I think Walker's going to win this. I don't understand why Dante Limas is the favorite. I know he's got, like, somewhat wrestling, but he's not that good, to be honest. He got out-wrestled by guys like Shamil Gaziev, and he's lost most of his fights recently. So, and also, I feel like Walker's actually, like, a pretty solid heavyweight. Like, for one, he's actually not, like, fat. Like, he's not obese like Dante Limas is, but you look at the photo, you can just see the abs, and you can just see the muscles all over him. Plus, when he fought in his debut, he looked a lot more fat like Dante Limas is. But in his next fight against Junior Tafa, he actually looked a lot more in shape. Like, you can actually tell that he actually worked on, like, his physique and his skills, and he got the finish in that fight. So, I think he's actually going to do a lot better in this fight still. I'm going to go with Johnny Walker by decision. I could see him finishing Dante Lima. I don't know why. I just feel like he's going to. But I'm going to go with a lot of these picks. I'm going to go with the safe pick, and I'm going to have Walker winning by decision. Alright, next fight, we have Vince Morales versus LJ Smith. This is a really good fight. I'm actually excited to see this one here because I think Smith's going to be relatively solid. I don't know how he's going to look in this fight because this is going to be his, like, UFC debut. But in his fight in the Dana White Contender Series, he actually looked pretty solid, I would say. Like, his cardio looked alright, his wrestling looked a little bit alright. I think he's going to get the win. It's going to be either unanimous or majority. But I do see Smith winning this because I feel like this is just one of those fights, again, where the younger guy is going to take on the older, like, veteran, and the younger guy's going to get the better of it and win. So I'm going to go with Smith by decision. Alright, next we have Gabriel Bonfim versus Chaos Williams. I'm not going to lie, I was going to go with Bonfim in this fight. I was going to go with him by submission. But the more I kept thinking about it, the more I'm like, well, William Smith has beaten most of his guys in this. He's 4-1 in his last 5. Same with, like, Smith. But Williams has, like, actually, like, the guy he's lost to is, like, Randy Brown. And Randy Brown's, like, a pretty solid, like, unranked welterweight right now. So I don't think that's really a shameful loss to have. Whereas Gabriel Bonfim, he's lost to, like, Nicholas Dalby. Nicholas Dalby's actually not, like, a bad person to lose to as well. But Nicholas Dalby's also, like, 40 years old and also just got beaten by Renate Fikra. And Renate is not, like, that good of a fighter, so, you know. So when I thought of it like that, I was like, oh, maybe Williams is going to get the win here. Maybe he could get a submission, but I'm going to go with a safe pick, and I'm going to have Chaos Williams winning by decision. Alright, now we have Rafael Astamvem versus Jesus Aguilar. I'm going to go with Rafi. I just think that he's just a better grappler. He's also bigger. You know, Jesus actually, the fact that he's like 5'4" could actually play into his favor because he's 4 inches shorter than Rafael. And so if Rafael tries to take him down, it's going to be hard because he's going to be short and stubby. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think so. I think that Rafael will be able to take him down and get a submission in, like, round 2, if I'm going to be honest. Alright, next up, we have Jared Gorin versus Mushroom Rajuzabed. Yeah, this is a short notice for Jared Gorin. Mushroom stepping in, I think, like, on a week's notice, I think. So I don't think that Mushroom's going to win at all. Plus, I just see this guy's physique, and I'm like, he's not on a UFC, like, level. And I looked at his wins, and when I looked at his record first face value, I was like, ooh, this might actually be close. But then I looked at the guys he's beaten. They're like 1-1, 0-2. And then the guys he's losing to are guys who are like 3-3, 3-4, 1-2, and I'm like, okay, so this is clearly a padded record, so I'm gonna go with Jared Gordon. And I was gonna go with him by decision, because Jared Gordon doesn't have that much power. But Mushroom got like TKO'd in some of those losses he's had. And if you're getting TKO'd by guys who are like 1-3, yeah, I'm sorry, Jared Gordon's gonna TKO you. I could see Jared Gordon KOing him just like straight up. But I'm gonna go with like he wobbles him and then he like KO, like gets a TKO in like round 2. I think they're gonna be like a feel in like the first round. But then Jared Gordon's going to be like, yeah, this guy's not good, and then he's going to TKO him. All right, next up we have Angela Hill versus Calton Souza. I'm going to go with Calton. I just think that she's like way younger than Angela Hill. Angela Hill's like 40 years old, and I'm pretty sure her record in UFC is like I don't even know. She's like 14-10 or something like that. It's ridiculous. She's still like fighting all these young guys or young girls, so fair play to her. But I don't think that she's gonna win this fight at all. So I'm gonna go with Calton Souza by decision. All right, next one we have Connor Matthews versus Jose Delgado. I was very tempted to go with Jose on this one, guys. I was very tempted, but I would spend like 30 minutes just like trying to figure out this one. I don't know why I was so focused on this fight in particular. I tried to do a lot more research on this one, seeing how they fight and like who they've lost, who they've beaten, all that stuff. And I just think that Connor Matthews has just fought better guys. I was really tempted to go with Jose, but I just think Connor Matthews is going to get the dub here by decision. I could see Jose winning this, though. I could very much see Jose winning this fight, but if Jose wins this fight, I'm not surprised. I don't know why I'm so in deep with this fight in particular, guys. I just did a lot more research on this one for some reason, and I think I'm much more excited about this fight than like some of these other fights because I just did so much research. I just said that like 10 times, but you get what I mean. I'm going to go with Connor Matthews by decision. That's what my final prediction is going to be. All right, next up, we have Radu Lefo Vera versus Andre Petroski. Okay, guys, as I'm literally recording this, be honest, does Andre Petroski look very similar to Andrei Arlovski? For one, they have the same name. They look very similar in my eyes. Like, they have the same facial structure, same beard, and all that stuff. I think I'm going crazy because I just realized that as I'm recording this. But with that aside, I'm going to go with Vera by decision. I just think Petroski's, I mean, he's all right, but I wouldn't say he's like great. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, he's not good. He's not good. So I'm going to go with Vera. Vera's not like the best either, but I just think that he's better. I just think he's better than Andre, to be honest. So this is just one of those things where they're both not like going to be like anything great, but one of them's just better than the other. So I'm going to go with Vera by decision. All right, next up, we have actually a kind of a sleep fight right here, actually, I feel. We have Ismail Bonfi versus Nazim Savakov. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I was gonna go with Ismail Befilm. I was gonna go with him, but I don't know why. I just think that Nazim is gonna. I don't know why. I think this could be a good scrap. I know I say that a lot, and I usually don't get them correct. But trust me, guys. This one's actually gonna be a good scrap. I think this one's actually gonna be pretty solid, and I don't know why. I don't know why, guys. I just think that Nazim's gonna get the dub here by decision. Again, I have no understanding why I'm going to go with this pick. This is just one of those picks where I'm just looking at them and I'm just like, I'm going to go with Nazim. All right, next fight, we have Edmund Shabazia versus Dylan Duca. Yeah, this is an easy one. This is Edmund. Edmund, he's going to smoke this kid. He's going to smoke Dylan. He's going to really smoke him. I might even say he might TKO him and just KO him, something like that. And like probably like round 1, round 2. I feel like that might happen. Dylan's just not good. He's lost his first 2 fights in the UFC, so I just don't think he's just that good at all, to be honest. And he's losing to guys who aren't that good, I feel. So I'm gonna go with Edmund by TKO in round 2. All right. Now we have like the 2 really like most interesting fights on this card, if I'm gonna be real. Calvin Kattar versus Yasiel Zal. Now, if you like, first of all, Calvin Kattar being like a 400 plus underdog is absolutely wild in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, he's lost. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's lost to Josh Emmett, which was very close. He lost to Arnold Allen, which was a pretty clear loss. And then he lost to Aljamain, which he just got wrestled. And here's the thing. Calvin Kattar's biggest weakness is wrestlers. And what do we have here? A guy who can wrestle, Zahil. All of his 3 fights, like his last 3 fights, are all by submission. And I could very much see this for Zahil winning this. And that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the safe pick. I'm going to have Zahil winning this by submission, like, round 2. I think he's going to have a little bit of trouble in, like, the first round. Calvin Kattar's going to show his, like, experience and his striking superiority. But then when Zahil gets a takedown, he's going to be able to get it and then control Calvin Kattar in, like, the second and, like, in the end of the first round. And then in the second round, he's going to take him down again in, like, the start and then finally get the submission. But, guys, at the same time, I could see Calvin Kattar, like, fraud checking Zahil. I don't 100% get the hype behind Zahil. Don't get me wrong. He's pretty talented. Don't get me wrong. And especially in his last fight, he actually looked really good. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like this is one of those fights where... Remember Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips, guys? This was a fight that happened a couple months ago. Everyone thought Kyler Phillips was going to school Rob Font. And then, well, lo and behold, Rob Font was able to pull up an upset. I actually made a video about that a while ago, talking about some of the biggest upsets in, like, 2024 or something like that. It wasn't that great of a video, but I could see this happening again. I could see Calvin Kattar pulling off an upset by humbling Zahil. But I don't think this is gonna be it. I could see it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna go with Zahil by submission in round 2. Now we have the main event, Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodrigues. This is actually a really solid, like, main event, honestly. This should be like a main event in, like, an arena, I feel. This is going to be a really good fight, I feel. I think it's going to be competitive in, like, the first round, but then after that, it's then going to be Gregory Rodrigues throughout the whole fight. He's going to, then after the first round, when they're, like, relatively competitive, Gregory Rodrigues is going to, like, show, like, his superiority, his youth, his power over Jared Cannonier. Because let's be honest, Jared Cannonier is also, like, 40 years old. Like, he's very old right now. And he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Imavov and Barado. And in his last fight against Barado, he almost got TKO'd by Barado. So he's taken a lot of damage in his career. And and Gregory Rodrigues is a guy who has power. He can tank those big shots from those guys and come back stronger and then get the win. So I think Gregory Rodrigues is going to win this, and I think that it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be competitive in the first round, and then in the second round, he's then just going to school him. Like, I feel like he's going to, like, really hurt Jared Cannonier in, like, the second round, but Jared Cannonier is going to be able to survive. But then in the third round, Gregory Rodrigues is going to be able to, like, do what he did in the second round, and then finally TKO him. So that's going to be my final prediction. Gregory Rodrigues by TKO in round 3. But guys, that is me covering and giving my full predictions for UFC Fight Night Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodrigues. Let me know what you guys think, who you guys think are going to win these fights. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.